Today we're going to take a quick look at the couch stretch, kind of how to best get into the position to optimize the stretch, and then as well as some good ways to follow it up on really locking that motion and get the best out of it. So I'm going to show you how to optimally get into the position, and then I'll also show you a way that you can get into it if you're having a little bit more difficulty or a little bit more tightness. So what we want to do here is we're going to bring our knee as close as we can to the wall or the couch, whatever we were using. The right leg comes up in front of us. From here, what we want to do is keep your core nice and tight because you want to keep your back straight. We don't want any arch in our back in this specific one. As we push back, once again, we should be moving as a straight line and not arching our back like that. Once in this position, if you feel a stretch, perfect. If you want to increase that stretch just by squeezing the glutes, it's going to help to kind of rotate that pelvis a little bit, which will increase the stretch to that hip flexor area, which is great if you want to get into this position to work on that stretch. It's not going to affect the quads as much, but it will get a little bit more of the hip flexor, and it increases the stretch of the quads a little bit as well. So this is the base position here. If it is too difficult to get into, what you want to do is just bring the knee farther back when you get into the position, and then as you come up, you're not going to be as close to your foot, but that's okay. You just start where you are and work your way. The other way is to get into this position here, knee closest to the couch. And if you already feel a stretch in this position, just hang out in this position. So you're still getting a stretch, you're still working. Obviously at this point, you're pretty tight, so you got some work to do, and that's okay. So we'll start there. Another thing that I like to do when you're in this position, say this is your tight position here, maximally kind of ramping up and pushing the foot against the wall or the couch, whatever you're using, pushing hard against the couch for about 15 seconds, and then relaxing. Once you relax, you're typically able to push a little farther into that stretch. That's really going to help it's kind of a neurological trick to work in that range, but once you follow it up with an active technique, it's more of a permanent change as long as you keep working it. But it's a good trick to kind of gain a little bit more motion. And I'll usually do about 3 rounds of that, pushing into an object real hard, and then relaxing and trying to go a little deeper into that stretch. My favorite thing to really work on locking in that new range of motion is twofold. One, staying in the couch stretch, but coming farther away, and then just trying to actively lift the foot up off the couch. Just doing about 10 of these, holding for 3 to 5 seconds or so. You may feel those hamstrings start to cramp because you're working in a shortened range that you're not used to, and that's perfectly fine. Shake it out, keep going. The other one that I like to do is what we call a passive range hold. That involves bringing up the leg as far as you're able to with that hand, trying to lock it in and not let it move. Try to hold it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab. Bring close to your butt again. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the reason these are nice is because not only are you passively stretching, which is great, it helps get you that available range, but then you're actively using your muscles to hold that new position. So you're telling your brain that, yes, you are using this specific range, you're using this specific motion, and it's going to help to strengthen those hamstrings at that end range of motion, which no one really does. We're always in the kind of mid-range there, so this is a great option for that. And then I like to typically follow it up with a specific movement or exercise or something if I have the available room or space. For the quads, what I really like to do is a rear foot elevated split squat. So just propping the leg up on something. Obviously, if you're in a gym and have weight, perfect. If not, you do with what you got. Come in here. This back leg getting that stretch, almost the same as the couch stretch, but you're eccentrically loading it a little bit, getting a little bit of functional movement as well. That's my tips on this couch stretch, guys. A really good one to work on the quads. There's a lot of other things you can do, but specifically for the couch stretch, that's going to wrap this one up. Stay tuned. We'll have a lot more for you.